Here, Droopy. Say hello. Say hello. Jupiter says hi. And I'm going to show you what I have going on around the yard. Hey, Jupers. Shadow's waiting for a squirrel to fall out of the tree. Okay, so here's a little overview. We got the whole yard. As you can see, the planters, which you already knew we had. There's new plants in there. My little bench that I put together, this cute little thing. This is kind of nice to sit on. Come outside and have coffee sometimes and hang out with my dog under the tree. This is a little stepping stone path that Bob is working on. And, okay, now we can do the plant tour. Here, I'll start over here. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay, so pale purple coneflower over here. And then just regular purple coneflower right next to it. And coneflowers, I think, they're like the pollinator kind of plants. Everybody has them. These things are so cool. Rudbeckia pinnata, aka yellow coneflower. But there's a couple flowers that go by the name yellow coneflower. There's one from Missouri that also has that common name. Jupiter, stop it. Jupiter tries to lick the sunblock off my legs all the time. Stop. Now there's two tiny little buds. Oh no, I see about 5 of them. Wow, that's cool. Ooh, something's starting. Little flower bud kind of starting to go. So that's cool. These guys might flower. These are like, I think they're, butterfly and bee kind of flowers over here. So this is one of the we have maybe 2 spots in the yard that actually get sun. So that's why we have these boxes placed where they are. Hi, Shadow. Okay, here's my little bench. Painted some cinder blocks. Bob cut those boards to put in the middle for me. We got these little cute decorative mushrooms, cheap at Michael's for like $8. This one came from the fancy garden store in the neighborhood. That was $20 for that little ceramic mushroom. It's pretty though. All right, so we got that. Then over here in this corner, although it's funny because now I see this area gets just a little bit of sunlight, but this is a Maidenhair Fern. All these plants are indigenous to, I believe indigenous to Cook County, not just Illinois. I tried to keep it in the county. I did the best I could. I'm all new to this, so. Now this fern had a friend that's Maidenhair Fern, right over here, but it snapped off and broke. But I hope there's still a root system under there that's capable of doing something so that it can grow, maybe it'll just come back. I hope, I don't know, but we might go buy another one. Then I dug all of this. This was all, see what's on the other side of the fence, all that kind of, I don't know what that is, that growth. We had it on our side too, but I ripped it all up. And then Bob took all the bricks out. See these bricks over here? Removed them all the way up to this big flower box where we got these broken ceramic pieces I found and put in there too. Isn't that cool? Oh, here's my bee balm. I just bought this last week or a couple weeks ago maybe, and I got a little flower. This flower had just barely started yesterday, and now it's like it's going to be in full bloom by tomorrow. I mean, it just happened so fast. It's so cool. All right, so this is here, Monarda Fistulosa, aka wild bergamot, also goes by the name bee balm. This guy here, this is another purple coneflower, Echinacea. It's also Echinacea is what the science name for it. And then these guys are New England asters, these tall ones, and these are going to bloom in the fall. And if I get blooms on them, it's going to be a real pretty little purple flower, like just a cool little kind of looking blossom. And then this is purple coneflower. A lot of people have this because it's easy, and it looks real pretty, and it's good for I think it's good for the butterflies and the bees and all that. Finches. Finches love the seeds. I know that. I've seen little finches perch on top of the dried blossom and just pick the little seeds out. This is also a pale purple coneflower. Now I was told this is very good for the butterflies in the spring. See, this one's done blooming. It's a spring bloomer, but I bought it because I wanted to come back up last year. Over here is going to be another purple coneflower. How did I not realize how many coneflowers I bought? Jesus. This guy over here, another wild bergamot. That's cool. I forgot. I didn't realize I had a few of them. Okay. This guy also Echinacea. So I have 4 plants. Bob tore out another couple of cinder blocks here. There. So this is looking better because before, see, it just looked like this kind of growth. So I hope that next year, you know, we get, like, flowers are coming up and I just want to sit back and watch everything. I was hoping to do that this year, but I'm a novice, so I didn't have my shit together last year. Because, oh my God, here's the drama. Here, I'll show you these plants first before I go into it. Now, this is Shorts Aster, grows well in the shade. You know, these are all just starting out, so you don't really get to see what they really look like until later, maybe next year. This is Flox. These are all shade plants right here. And then this is Columbine. I absolutely love Columbine. It's a beautiful plant. I have two big ones out front that I'm going to show you. So all these plants here. So last year, I had just planted Flox and Coneflower and Columbine, you know, in the boxes. Nowhere else. Didn't put anything in the ground. But then I discovered that some, or maybe most of, and I bought a few extra plants this year, Coneflower, and put them in the box. But they were cultivars, and I learned that cultivars don't necessarily, you know, interact with the environment and the, what do they call it, like the faunal and faunal associations, you know, the bugs and the creatures and whatnot that like to engage with those plants for survival, that maybe this probably isn't always the case when you start, you know, with cultivars and everything. So I wanted straight natives, pure natives. Here, you could watch me while I talk. So I wanted straight natives. I'm a purist. So I did the best I could. I did a bunch of research, and, you know, of course, everything had to stay safe for the dogs. So all these plants are non-toxic to dogs. As a matter of fact, people consume the bee balm. Sometimes I know that my friend uses it. He's a chef, and he loves bee balm for decorative purposes, used as an edible flower in his arrangements when he puts together like a really cool little artsy, you know, kind of sculptural sort of gastro kind of meal, if you're acquainted with that kind of cooking. These plants I showed you over here, these are the only ones I couldn't get like a solid answer on if they are toxic to dogs. I mean, I think I'm probably safe with that. These guys right here that I showed you, the yellow coneflowers. But we're going to put some mesh up around, you know, and just kind of keep it protected a little bit so the dogs can't stick their noses in the leaves. Hi! So I went to this place in Harvard, Illinois called Native Haven, and it's beautiful up there. It's really cool. This guy has landscaped everything. So it's like prairie, and, well, he has all these native plants, and he plants them. It's landscaped, this big plot of land, so that you can see where and how everything grows. So it's really cool. So he has a little shade area, and he has everything planted under the trees, and you can see like what grows well under a tree. You know, what grows well under dappled sunlight, and then what grows well in full sun, like a prairie. And it's a really beautiful place to walk around in. It's small, it's not necessarily large, but it's a concentrated dose of just really, really cool stuff. If you love prairie and indigenous plants and flowers, like I do. So, and it's in Harvard, Illinois, which is real pretty too. Now, you're just an hour out of the city, an hour and 20 maybe. It's a shame that we have all the COVID right now because it would be a great field trip for all of us. Okay, I'll take you out to the front to go look at what we got going on out there. Nope. You're not going out. Nope. Stay in there. Stay inside. Fuck, these dogs give me a migraine sometimes. Okay. So more wild bergamot. So I ripped all this up. I had it mulched and it looked real pretty, but once I discovered that I could probably plant in the ground here, which I really preferred, instead of raised beds, I had to mind the tree roots because we have this, great big tree right here, which we love. So those roots are pretty expansive. And I don't know if it was roots from the tree or roots from something else, but I had to take care, not to hit anything with my shovel and break it. So this is a coneflower. What is this actually? Echinacea purpura. Yeah, that is another coneflower. And then this over here is going to be another wild bergamot. Now we got rain last night, but it's funny because this looks like the soil's dry already. So I think maybe I should, should I water it again? It's funny. These are my Columbines from last year. They got so tall. Now these were in the raised beds, those boxes in the back, in the two smaller triangles. And then I moved them out here because I'd rather have things in the ground. And this, actually, my little online plant group on Facebook, everybody wants these seeds. There's seeds inside of here. It's so cool. You just shake them right out of that little, I don't know if you can see them. Try to put them in the palm of my hand. See that? So Columbine seeds. I'm going to throw some in my neighbor's yard. Maybe they'll get a Columbine. I hope so. I did some weeding over there for them. I pulled out this gnarly weed that I'm kind of fascinated with. We'll talk about it later. So my Columbine also, if you can see these pretty red blossoms, this is such a beautiful plant. I kind of want to get a tattoo of some of these blossoms. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't know if you're familiar with this plant, but this is like it's a shade plant. So I think it might grow in the woods. But they are just so beautiful, these blossoms, and so delicate. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant of Illinois. And what the heck was I going on about? Everybody wants my seeds online, so one girl's gonna come and pick some up, hopefully. The other one, this is so cool. This girl, this woman, she was like, hey, do you have any seeds to spare? I said, sure. She wanted to give me money. I said, just take them, because I'm glad for natives to be spread around and planted. And now you're getting a nice view of this plant blowing gently in the breeze. So she said, I'll make a donation to someplace if you like. And I said, that'd be great. So she made a small donation, like $10 or something, to a place called Survival International that tries to help the indigenous tribes all over the world. But it looks like maybe more concentrated in the rainforest because, those people are being destroyed in a million different ways. So that was really cool. That was an awesome trade. So I'm going to mail her seeds out tomorrow. Now I measured this plant. They're tall. And everybody doesn't get this tall. People were all aflutter. Isn't this beautiful? You can almost see, kind of makes a heart shape. I think I sent you a picture, but those blossoms died on the other side, or dried up. So this plant is about 3 feet 4 inches tall. And everybody seems to think that's pretty cool, including me. So I'm hoping, so these plants, when I first bought them, I don't know, maybe like this, about this high. I mean, like maybe a foot tall, if that, not even. But they just got huge this year in our raised beds. So I transplanted them out to the front here. Now I just read these plants only come back for about 2-3 years. So maybe next year is going to be the last year. I hope not. I can certainly take the seeds and, keep planting them. And that'd be kind of cool too. So we'll see what happens. Now here, so here in the front, this is what I'm trying to do with the front of the house. And I did all this. Bob and I built that square raised bed together, that square one. See, and then we moved things around so, there's sun in that area. So I put some plants that could take a little sun, hopefully. So here we're trying to make it look cute. Now I'm looking for a topiary deer to put in the corner to your right there. But Bob's going to fix the porch first before we do that. So here we have our plants. So I have a cone. I think these are 2 coneflowers, because it gets sun over here. So I wanted to take advantage of it. It might be a pale purple coneflower and then a purple coneflower. And, but they might both just be purple coneflower. Here we have another short aster, and then this is another woodland phlox, and the short aster over here. So this is a spring bloomer, phlox spring, and then this guy over here, a fall bloomer. And they both do well in shade. Now here we have, these things just got a nice rain, so they're looking a lot better. I just put these in the ground like maybe 5 days ago, so it's going to be a while. Now back here, that is a little bit of phlox. See, part of it's dead and gone, but there's still a root system under there, and these guys are okay. This just came off a seed from one of those taller plants, and it was just kind of in the box with it when I moved them. So I just threw it in the ground over here to see what'll happen. And my hope is that after I cut this away, these dead parts, it's going to come back next spring, and be bigger and be strong because that root system underneath. I'm going to keep watering it. This here is a short aster. I put all short aster back here because it does well in the shade. So these plants basically, look how they are when I purchased them. I just bought them like this, put them there. This guy's kind of dry. I don't know why it doesn't want to. I'm really hoping that it does well. It takes a week or two sometimes for them to get settled and want to stay alive. This portion here I ripped out. I don't know if you remembered, but this was a mess. A bunch of tiger lilies, which I can't stand. Maybe Rosa Sharon, some kind of a tree thing. Maybe a peony bush or something. I think it was a peony. So all that gone. And I'm going to put Columbine and maybe Flox, you know, because it's a shaded area. Later, probably in the fall. Fall and spring is the best time to plant things, but I've been planting things all summer, you know, so I don't really follow the rules. And I suppose I'll see what happens. So yeah, and isn't this pretty? I love brick. I love all kinds of brick and stone. This is that Chicago, you know, that pink brick. That's what Bob called it, you know, that classic. My neighbor had these in his garage, and he asked if I wanted them, so of course I said yes. Now I'm going to dig a little trench, throw sand down, and, you know, make them more so they stay put, sturdy. Same thing like I did this. So we bought these little stones. This whole circle here costs maybe, I don't know, $40, $50 worth of stones. You know, it's cheap to do this kind of thing. So we got these at Lowe's, and you see I dug into the ground, laid in the sand, and then stacked them. So we have a cute little, pretty little half circle, something organic. And then we have our little geometric. It's very geometric in the front here. And that is everything. Yeah, so if we get it going right, we'll have flowers over here. Got a Columbine over there. And then hopefully we'll have some things going on over there. So I just want the place to look cute, and I do hope, my hope is that people can walk by and recognize indigenous plants of Illinois and have, you know, some appreciation not only for their beauty, but of stop it, doggy. I guess if you're from Illinois like me, you got some Midwest pride, then, you know, it's kind of cool. Anyway, hope you're doing well, and I hope you could hear everything on this video, because I don't know that the sound is so great on my phone, but hope you enjoy the video. Bye-bye.